The emissary courier service, in which Chris was half owner, was situated in one of those glass tombstones that always win architectural awards. Chris had helped build an example of how women are able to hold executive positions as well as anyone.
My camera to see Miss Shepperton.
Some of them, of course, would look good in any position.
Mike Hammer to see Miss Shepperton. Miss Shepperton will see you. Have we met, or do I just wish we had? Follow me.
I thought the receptionist was a double-dip delight until I saw the rest of the office. I'd walked into a 31 flavors of women, and I wasn't on a diet.
This way, sir.
On top of all this was Chris's partner, a Harvard MBA who came on like peaches and cream.
Yes, George. I'm aware Ulaanbaatar is in Mongolia.
While Jack Vance may have had the motive to snuff two witnesses, Isadora had taken control of this company. Even though Chris's daughter would be half owner, that wouldn't explain Mickey Spillane's death. What I couldn't get out of my mind was how Chris would look behind that desk.
Anytime you're ready, George. Bye-bye. I was just about to call you, Mr. Hammer. Isadora Shepperton.
Mike, you've got quite a handshake. Not many women bruise my knuckles.
Somehow I knew you'd like that. I was just going through Chris's file, trying to determine who exactly is entitled to her share of the company. How well did you know Chris?
Well enough to know that her daughter should get part of it.
That's the problem. The last time I heard, Michelle was at Vassar. And then when I checked with the registrar, they said she'd been gone for 2 years, this month.
Chris never mentioned that.
They said she was going through a dropout phase, feeling neglected. And she was.
Well, it shouldn't be too hard to find her. Does that file contain any of Chris's medical history?
Some. Under her health insurance. You seem somewhat skeptical of the coroner's report. Can this be a connection between Chris and Mickey's death?
Well, let's just say that the medical examiners overlook a few things now and then.
I know she had a heart condition.
Possibly caused by rheumatic fever as a child.
Yes, the doctor was giving her muscle relaxants the last time she took a physical.
Would you mind if I kept this for a couple of days? I'd like to talk to the doctors.
Feel free.
Oh, one other thing. Any objection to my looking around your operation?
None at all. Mr. Hammer, would you be interested in working for me?
No.
Not even to find Chris's daughter?
No.
You are a private investigator.
One of the best. But I'm not going public on this one. Certainly not for you.
I see. Do you consider me a potential killer?
Honey, right now the only person who isn't a suspect on this case is me.
Paula, Mr. Hammer would like a tour. I don't think I have to remind you of the district attorney's warning. You see, we're not allowed to discuss the Vance case or Mickey Spillane with anyone. And I don't think he'd appreciate my personnel socializing with private detective.
Perish the thought.
Until after the trial.
Since most of our business is overseas.
First, these couriers were not much more than international bag ladies, some of them with black belts in sex. And secondly, to train for Paula's body, you'd need at least 8 weeks.
That about covers it, unless there's something in particular you'd like.
I wouldn't mind a peek at the file on Mickey Spillane.
Sorry, that's a no-no. Too bad about the DA's rules. You'd make a great lover.
I don't know about that.
I do.
I'm sorry, sir. You can't go in there unless I announce you.
You're a cool lady, Isadora. A corporate cool lady.
Somehow, I don't think that's a compliment.
Smart.
That's all right, Lisa.
One partner and 2 employees in the morgue and another on the way, and your only problem is where to have lunch.
Mr. Hammer, in case you didn't notice, half those offices out there are empty. My couriers are terrified. I'm trying to sustain operations, and I still have girls that need paychecks.
You never mentioned that Janice Wells was in the car.
Orders of the district attorney. Listen, Janice lived in Queens. Mickey could have dropped her off before the crash.
Any idea where she might be now?
I'm afraid to guess. Hope to God she's hiding somewhere, but
But what?
we'd have heard from her.
Yeah, if she trusted you.
How many people around here knew about the briefcase that Mickey Spillane was carrying?
Well, let's see. There's Chris, Mickey, Janice, and myself. The only person who knew what was in that briefcase was Jack Vance.
What about a secretary?
Arla?
Yeah.
Possibly. There wasn't much she didn't know about Jack. And she did deliver the case to Chris the morning that Mickey left.
How do you feel about Vance?
As a businessman, a lover, or potential killer?
All of the above.
Let's put it this way. In another few years, Jack Vance will be on the cover of Fortune magazine. Centrally, he's in a megaton class. And like any self-made millionaire, he worships his creator.
You covered A and B.
Basically, he's a nice tycoon, if you don't push his button.
What happens if you do?
That's one question too many.
Right. Well, I hope for your sake that this office isn't bugged.
Is that all the appreciation I get for breaking the DA's gag rule?
No. After this is over, you and I should have dinner together.
And breakfast. We never had our dinner, Mike.
The invitation still stands.
Where's the original case?
You mean the one you opened in the office before Michelle flew to Miami?
You knew there was a bribe in there, didn't you?
That's what the trial was all about, wasn't it?
Did Chris know Michelle was carrying $2 million?
No. She just happened to be walking by while I was closing the case. It would have come out in the grand jury.
Right. You didn't mind poisoning her anyway, did you? Then you'd have the whole courier company to yourself. Of course, there was one problem. Michelle. You thought she was still walking the streets and spaced out on dope, so you were going to drop her down a hole, and there'd be nobody to inherit Chris's half. It'd be all yours.
And I didn't think your brain was one of your better parts.
You care to tell me why you killed Paula?
That's one question too many. Whose case is this?
Mine. I had to protect myself.
It's one of those embassy cases. It burns the contents if you open it wrong.
Right. Better untie Michelle.
Have you searched him thoroughly? Then untie her. I don't know what we would have done without you, Mike. Lovely. Cal, make sure it isn't counterfeit.
All right. Have a seat, mutt.
Tie him up, Shell. You okay?
Yeah, much better,
I told you, Mike, she wouldn't be harmed. Torturing people is not my forte. I'm more of a...
You know what today is?
Sure do.
Well, aren't you gonna say it?
Happy birthday.
You finally made it.
This is for Michelle. This is for Paula. This is for Chris. And this is for me.